Hello worldo, this is Wolfstar Games, it's Anton, and welcome back to more of AI the Somnium Files. Last time, death happened. And at first I didn't believe it, but it seems to actually be the case, unfortunately. And there's not too much for me to talk about here because of that. It's like I don't want to reveal too much of what happened last time. All the same, I'm a little heartbroken. It's like, god dang it. It's like, with some of these games, I cannot catch a break of who lives and who dies. Well, anyway, let's get back into this. See what state of mind Date is in. It's like, the whole ordeal has really shooken him up as well. Shooken? Shaken. Shook. Shaken. Shaken but not stirred. Of course, at the end of this, I make a joke. It's like, I am a sad Wolfstar. Or a sad Anton, however you want to look at it. Alrighty. Well, I hope Date, out of that image, I hope Date is okay after all is said and done. Okay, boss. Time to talk to you. Let's see. So I can bring up both Ota's and Iris's mother. Iris is first.
Hitomi and Renju are definitely linked.
I mean, she did say that she knows Renju. That they were classmates.
They were high school classmates.
Yeah, that's right.
And she did say that she met Shoko twice. But I can't imagine she would kill Iris in such a gruesome way.
It's a little hard to believe that Hitomi would kill her own daughter. I mean, granted, we don't know much about their relationship, but at the same time, I want to believe that Hitomi didn't kill her daughter.
No matter what the circumstances were, it seems impossible to me.
I think the same. Mayumi, I mean, she seems like a really nice lady too, so it's like, who to go with, right?
Mayumi had motive for killing Iris and Renju.
Because of her son's obsession of Iris, right?
Mayumi hated Iris, and she didn't think well of Lemnis Gate either.
That too.
And since Renju is the president... Anyway, the weak point is Renju's ex-wife, Shoko. I can't imagine why Mayumi would kill her.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that myself. It's like, Shoko's death doesn't add up if Mayumi was the one who did it.
And above all else, she would never harm her only son, let alone kill him.
Yeah, don't think it's her either. Who could it have been? I don't think it's Mizuki either. I mean, everyone who has died is they're all tied to Mizuki. And while that may be very suspicious that it could be Mizuki, I have a hard time believing that it's Mizuki who killed them as well.
Mizuki has the strongest connections with all three victims.
Yeah.
Shoko and Renju were her parents, and she was close friends with Iris.
And Ota.
She was good friends with Ota, too.
There we go.
But that's why I could never believe Mizuki would kill all four of them.
Yeah. I mean, just the way we found her in the carousel, she seemed to really be shaken up about her mother's death. So it is hard to believe that she would be the one who would kill her parents and her friends. Especially Iris in such in that gruesome way that she died.
Thinking of her as a suspect is ridiculous.
Yeah. Last one, Moma Kumakura.
Renju and Shoko were connected to the Kumakuras.
That frickin' dazed look on his face.
But there's no connection to Iris.
Yeah. I mean, if there is a connection, what would it be, though? Congressman Sajima. Okay, that could be an interesting person to go after with all this. I mean, who would have the power and the pull to be able to, commit all these different murders and make it look like a specific person did it. Like he set. I mean, it seems like he's like someone is trying to set up Mizuki, but of course that just feels completely wrong that she did it.
Renju, Shoko, and So. There is a connection between Renju and Shoko through the Kumakuras.
Yes.
But again, I can't see any clear link to Iris.
Me. Okay, so he is considering himself, is he? What is he gonna say?
I know Renju and Shoko. And I'm connected to Iris.
Connected to everyone.
But I have an alibi.
Yes.
Aside from Shoko, there's no way I could have killed any of them. No, now that I think about it, Shoko too.
I mean, Shoko was the first death in the game. We don't actually know for sure if Date killed her or not. He could have. I mean, we don't know the events, really, of what led up to her death.
I don't remember killing her. My memories from 6 years ago are missing, but I still have my memory of recent events.
Unless it's like selective memory.
And if I start doubting myself now...
Date, I can say without a doubt that there is zero possibility you are the new Cyclops killer.
The new one? I don't think so. But with what we got from Iris's Somnium, it's like he seems to be the original Cyclops killer.
I have been working with you for years.
What? 5 years, right?
I know better than anyone that you are innocent.
Okay, so Iba would be our alibi then.
I thought it over, boss.
Of the people I know, I can't peg any of them as the murderer.
Yeah, neither can I.
And no leads to pursue?
No.
Then there's only one thing you can do. Continue your investigation.
I mean, I'll definitely do that.
Do whatever it takes to get the culprit.
Whoever it may be.
To get justice for the victims.
You're right. Got it, boss.
Oh, I have a lot of places to choose from. Cold Storage Warehouse, Matsushita Diner, Date Residence, Sagan Residence, and Marble. So what exactly is the plan here? I mean, I feel like I should go back to the Cold Storage Warehouse to find any clues. That is it, if there are any clues. I mean, there has to be, though, right? So, yeah, let's go here first. Oh, boy. I stepped into the cold storage warehouse. So much blood. The air conditioning wasn't running, but it was still cold. The temperature hadn't raised much at all. The cold air sunk into my skin, but the center of my body was burning hot. Okay, well, let's talk to the inspector here. Any clues?
No, nothing so far.
Nothing. The inspector is doing his duties as usual. Okay. Oh, there's an oil drum here, too. Policeman? It's like, would he know anything? I doubt it. But I have to ask.
I checked this place point by point, but didn't find nothing.
Let's check the oil drum first. It's like, could there be another clue in an oil drum again? I don't think they would reuse the same, thing, but you never know. An oil drum. Unlikely to be a clue. Not this time. Okay. Equipment.
A video camera and laptop. This is what the criminal used to stream.
Yeah.
All of these items have been bought from pawn shops and thrift stores. It would be difficult to determine a suspect from them.
Now, how did you determine that? How did she determine that? Bought from pawn shops and thrift stores? How does she know that? I can click on it.
I have logged into the Wi-Fi in this warehouse.
Okay, what did you find out?
Okiura Fishery Co., Ltd. is listed as the owner.
Company Limited. You can say the full thing and not abbreviate it.
However, I found the password written directly on the router. Anyone who saw it could have used it.
Like who?
I have done some research. As the name suggests, the company is owned by the Okiuras, the same Okiuras we know.
Right.
Renju's father created the company.
Another connection to Renju.
Yet another one.
No, actually.
No?
Currently, Okiura Fishery has nothing to do with Renju.
How does it not have to do with Renju? With Shoko, then?
The company has been managed by office representatives for the past 17 years after Renju's father died.
So it was owned by his father.
Renju holds no shares and is not involved in the management. In short, Renju did not inherit the company from his father, and it was instead given to other persons.
But it can't be a coincidence.
Yeah,
It certainly is suspicious.
definitely is. I can examine the equipment so many times. A video camera and laptop used for the stream. Okay, that was the end of it. Why is there a bloodstain so far away? Is this Ota's blood? I mean, if it's Ota's blood, why is it so far from the table and saw? Oh, maybe from the wound in his side. Maybe that's it. So there's a couple of forklifts in here.
This forklift is old. It does not appear to be functional. It has not been moved in some time.
Forklift. The tire and floor are covered with a layer of ice. Okay. How about forklift B? Nope. Workbench.
Right here. Iris and Ota were.
I am sure you are already aware of Ota's time of death.
I am.
Just before I arrived. About 3:30 in the morning.
And the cause of death.
Right, about that. Ota had a stab wound from a kitchen knife in his side.
So he could have died from that and not from the saw blade. So, what? Did the killer try and cover up what actually killed Ota? Like the kitchen knife?
Correct.
What was the exact cause of death? Was it the knife wound or...
I want to say it was the knife wound.
I cannot determine that. I can conclude that the knife wound was at least close to being fatal.
Okay, then it could definitely be the knife.
Even if Ota was still alive on the workbench, he was certainly on the verge of death. If he weren't already extremely weak, we would expect to see more signs of struggle.
Bloodstain A. Iris and Ota's blood. Nothing more. Okay. Maybe Ota was trying to help Iris, jumping at the criminal. Why would he do something so foolish? That led to a scuffle, and Ota ended up with a knife wound in his side. He lost all his power to fight back. He was forcibly put inside the costume, then finally cut open by the ice-cutting machine.
But why?
Yeah.
Why did the culprit put the costume on Ota?
Unknown.
It's like, how could we know? It's like, there's no way to know. Iris and Ota's bodies are under autopsy. Their bodies aren't here anymore. Well, I can see that. Right here, Iris and Ota were... he really is broken up. Ice-cutting machine. Iris and Ota were sliced in two by this ice-cutting machine. Iris and Ota.
Iris's estimated time of death and cause of death have been confirmed.
It's like, now that I know that Iris is actually dead, this makes it... seeing this again makes it much more... real to me.
The video was not a recording. It was a live stream, filmed in real time.
Which means Iris's time of death is 3:20 a.m.
Unless she was killed before the saw blade came down on her. Which could have been earlier than that.
Iris also had her left eye removed.
Yeah.
And like Renju and Shoko, Iris's left eyeball has not been recovered.
It's like, what does the Cyclops killer do with their eyes? It's like, I can't even...
Date, we should get moving.
Okay. I can't even think why the killer would want people's eyeballs. It's like, to see the world through their eyes? I mean, maybe, but I feel like that's reaching. It's like, what? What would a person do with other people's eyeballs?
Officers from the local jurisdiction are checking the warehouse thoroughly. We will not find anything of importance here.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, we needed to look, though. See if we could find anything.
You can ask CSI to inform you if they find anything.
Okay.
All right.
There are only a few items on the shelf.
Is this warehouse not in use?
I mean, when was the last time anyone worked here? I mean, said that the forklifts are really old, so no one's been in here for years, right? Oh, here we go. I'm heading out. Let me know if you find anything. I let them know, then left the warehouse. I'm a little disappointed that we didn't find any clues. When I left the warehouse, I saw a pewter. Interesting that the police tape is, like, data. it's all, like, digital. I guess makes sense since this is set in the future. What is he doing here? You know, why is he here? He walked up to me while I was trying to work it out.
Date, I have to talk to you about something.
Oh, yeah?
Huh?
About the original Cyclops serial killings.
Why this all of a sudden?
Yeah.
Because I want you to solve this case, Mr. Date.
I guess so do I.
I want you to find who did this and bring them to justice.
Like, Pewter's angry.
So, if I can help you, even a little.
Why didn't you say anything at ABIS?
The boss was there.
And you didn't want to bring it up in front of her?
I couldn't speak openly in front of her. So, I decided to meet you here.
All right. Let's hear it.
Earlier, I told you that I was completely certain the original Cyclops killer couldn't have committed these crimes.
I remember.
I am absolutely certain the original Cyclops killer could not have committed these crimes.
Is he thinking differently now, though? Now?
Let me explain why.
Okay.
I'll start by telling you the identity of the Cyclops killer.
Oh. And you know this why?
Although, it's more accurate to say killers.
Plural. More than one, okay.
More than one?
In the first series of killings, the culprit had an accomplice.
I mean, there was that other figure in Iris's Somnium, so... I mean, that could very well be the accomplice.
One of them was born a murderous psychopath.
You're never born a murderous psychopath. It doesn't work that way.
The other is Rohan Kumakura, the previous chairman of the Kumakuras.
Rohan Kumakura, huh? And he supposedly committed suicide 6 years ago. Things are getting more interesting now. What are you thinking, Date? And Aiba?
They each had a role to play. The murderer committed the homicide, and Rohan removed the eyeball.
Rohan. Okay. So he's saying Rohan is the Cyclops killer. Well, one of them anyway. Who would be the accomplice? Unless Rohan is the accomplice. Well, before I actually talk to Pewter, wonder what the policemen are talking about here. A police officer. Another one. Yes, let's examine the ocean. It's like, yeah, of course that's a clue. Not the water of Tokyo Bay. I keep wanting to use like L1 and R1 and L1 to move the camera, but you can't actually do that. Okay, Pewter, what do you have to say? Let's see. Let's go with who is the murderous psychopath?
He was born with a brain dysfunction.
Brain dysfunction. I feel like that's a little broad. Can you be more specific, Pewter?
Due to damage to the posterior pituitary gland, he was unable to properly secrete oxytocin.
Okay, that's a little more specific. Is there a name for this particular anomaly?
Oxytocin is a peptide hormone linked to feelings of love, affection, and trust.
I think I knew this.
It is colloquially referred to as the love hormone.
Huh.
It causes a tranquilizing effect which improves mood and relieves stress. It is normally secreted when the body makes contact with an object of affection, such as an embrace or caress.
Right.
I'm sure you know what this implies, but
I feel like it implies too much that it could be hard to actually pinpoint what it directly implies to make it tie back to everything that has been going on here. At least that's how I feel.
he was unable to feel love in the way that we do.
I feel like it's more than just that, though.
However, he was able to experience a substitute.
Substitute.
His brain was wired in such a way that allowed him to feel satisfaction through other means.
Like what? It's like, in order for him to feel like pleasure, someone had to actually like go in and poke his brain. I mean, that's what I immediately go to, but I feel like that's wrong.
Due to the unique idiosyncrasies of his brain, he was able to release large amounts of dopamine and endorphins. By performing a certain action.
Killing.
What was it?
Murder.
Yeah.
Dopamine is a hormone linked to the reward system of the brain. The pleasant feeling attained through accomplishment is dopamine. Endorphins are a kind of brain narcotic.
It's actually kind of really messed up. It's like the only way he can feel pleasure is to kill.
They dull pain and create a feeling of happiness.
That's pretty crazy.
He got pleasure from killing people?
It's slightly more complicated than that.
I imagine so.
Killing people was the only way he could get pleasure.
The only way? I don't know, I feel like you can get pleasure in other ways other than just killing people.
He was 12 when he took his first life.
Well, I guess that would line up with, both Mizuki's age and Iris's age, from 6 years ago, so...
That enlightened him to the pleasure of murder, which he would do again and again.
Why did the Cyclops case get classified?
That... I don't know.
Of course you don't.
The details of the original Cyclops serial killings case have become nebulous over time.
Of course they have.
Even the official investigation material contains nothing of value.
Really? Nothing. There has to be something. Something from back then that may point us in the right direction.
I am unable to draw any conclusions from them.
That seems fishy, doesn't it?
You really have no idea?
If I did, I would tell you.
Of course you would. And I appreciate that. I'm appreciating what all he's divulging to Date right now. And about Rohan.
18 years ago, Rohan took a woman's eye.
18 years ago. That long ago. And why did he take it?
She was already dead.
Okay.
He put his finger into her eye socket and gouged it out.
Wow. Just with his finger. He didn't use any kind of instrument. Like a spoon.
The reason why was simple.
The reason is simple? Okay, do you know that reason?
He was fascinated by women's eyes. Their beauty stimulated his greed and his desire to possess them.
Okay, so if the Cyclops killer was pulling out people's eyes, women's eyes specifically, why would the new Cyclops killer pull out Renju's eye? That doesn't exactly add up, does it? And not to mention, with Ota, didn't pull out his eye, just killed him outright, and did nothing else to him.
He needed to have them, to make them his own. Driven by this instinctive impulse, he took the woman's eye. From then on, he acquired a grotesque obsession with the eyes of dead women.
That's a weird obsession.
He was very particular about his need that the eye belonged to a deceased woman.
I mean, I guess it's better than taking out the eye of a woman who's still alive. In a way.
But even being the head of a Yakuza gang, there weren't too many opportunities for him to indulge.
Right.
His deepest, darkest desire went unfulfilled for years.
So if Rohan was going around doing this, why would he take his own life? That also doesn't add up, I feel.
However, he soon met his ideal partner, the aforementioned psychopath. The Cyclops killer would commit the murder, and Rohan would take the eye. Thus, a mutually beneficial relationship was established. This was the origin of the Cyclops serial killings.
Huh.
At about the same time, you were assigned to ABIS.
Okay. And summarize for me.
The original Cyclops killer had an accomplice.
There were 2 Cyclops killers.
Technically.
And one of them was the former chairman of the Kumakuras, Rohan Kumakura.
But why would he take his own life? That's the only thing that doesn't make sense.
Rohan committed suicide by jumping to his death 1 year ago.
That means... Pewter, tell me this. One of the original killers is dead, I know that. But that means one remains. Who is he?
Who is he indeed? I mean, if Rohan is dead, it's like, what exactly happened to the original Cyclops killer? I mean, and who's going around killing the people now? It can't be the original Cyclops killer. That his MO doesn't entirely match the killings from 6 years ago. So, who is it?
After his 4th murder, he was arrested by the police. They actually picked him up on other charges.
Oh, really? They didn't get him for... They didn't get him for killing a woman and taking her eye out?
But, in any case, he is currently serving a life sentence in Fuchu prison.
He's currently serving a life sentence. Okay, so you're telling me that it's not Date. Okay. Then, why was Date in Iris's Somnium. I mean, he was the one who was, according to what we were seeing in the mirror, he was the one who was killing that woman, right? It's like her blood was splattered on his face. So if it's not Date, how is it this a person in Fuchu prison? Oh, maybe it's the accomplice. Maybe that's it.
Fuchu prison?
Yes.
What's his name?
Hmm?
In prison, he doesn't have a name.
He has a number. Like that prisoner that we talked to over the phone.
He is simply called Number 89.
And that's who we talked to.
Number 89.
I know who killed Shogun Adami.
So, now you know why I said that. That the original Cyclops killer couldn't have committed these crimes.
Well, I got that from the outset. So, it's like, that was a no-brainer.
Because one is dead, and the other is behind bars. Neither of them had the opportunity.
Anything else for me, Pewter, before I leave? Pewter looks grimly serious. I guess not. This has gotten even more interesting. Where to go next? Hatsushita Diner, Date Residence, second residence, and Marble. I feel like Date's residence and the Sagan residence won't really give me any information of what I need. Same thing with the Matsushita Diner. Maybe Marble. Maybe Mama knows something. Maybe. Alright, off to Marble we go! I'm not getting the time anymore. I'm just getting the day.
Are you okay, honey?
I'm doing alright for now. Thank you for asking, Mama. Thank you for caring.
Huh?
About last night. Well, at 3 in the morning, anyway.
You know about it?
I'm sure it's all over the news.
It's on every channel. You have the face of a ghost. Do you want a glass?
I could use a stiff one, yes. Thank you.
I don't need a drink. I need information.
I feel like I could use a drink.
Do you have anything?
Well, let's see. I do have... I suppose you could call it intuition.
Intuition? So, and what are you intuiting?
Tell me.
Information about the incident.
The Kumakuras are involved in this case.
I mean, I kind of figured that. I mean, they wouldn't have come up already if they weren't, right? And especially with what we just got about Rohan.
Remember what I told you before? That there's a relationship between Ren and the Kumakuras?
I remember.
Shoko also has a relationship with them. You know about her dealings with the Kumakuras, right?
Yeah, it's all has to do. It's all about the insurance that she deals with, right?
So basically, 2 of the victims are linked to the Kumakuras.
At least 2 of them, yes. The question is, with Iris and Ota, if they're linked as well. And I feel like that's gonna be, like, harder to get information about if they're linked or not.
That must mean they're involved somehow, right?
Not 2, 3.
3.
3?
Iris?
Iris?
No, not that one. The boy.
Really? Ota? I would have pegged Iris, not Ota. Okay.
He came here last night?
Yeah.
Ota?
Yes, from Matsushita Diner. He's linked to the Kumakuras as well.
How in the world is Ota linked to a Yakuza clan? Yeah, how is he related?
Have you heard the rumor?
No. Please, by all means, tell me. Mama told me a similar story to ABIS. Oh. About Sejima and the Kawasaki district. The basic idea is this. 8 years ago, So sold his land in the Kawasaki district for 30 billion yen. I remember. Half a year later, an explosion at the chemical plant caused the land prices to drop drastically. So bought back the land for 1 billion yen. Almost like he knew beforehand that the accident would happen. Yeah. And that is very, very fishy. Very suspicious. Did So blow it up, or conspire to blow it up? That it was all a conspiracy? That it was all planned? I mean, that could be. I mean, we don't know for sure, but it could be. No, that wouldn't make sense. Why is that? So wouldn't gain anything from that. He would end up with 29 billion in cash and 1 billion in land. It's a net zero. Net zero. Okay, I don't I don't really know land. I don't know about owning land. I mean, granted, my parents used to have some land just a few miles away from town where we live. I never got into how land ownership works. And it's like, why would I? I mean, it never interested me. But there's more to the story. About So in the Kawasaki district.
The Kumakuras own a handful of real estate companies. They of course look legit, but they're Yakuza fronts.
Of course. Of course.
I'll call those real estate companies the KE to keep it simple for you.
Alright.
The KE followed in So's footsteps. They bought up land in Kawasaki. Now, back to So. Have you heard of the plans for the casino in Kawasaki?
No.
So was the one who came up with it.
Of course.
I was born and raised in Kabasaki. I remember the landscape of my childhood, and I loved it dearly. But look at Kabasaki now.
It's a wasteland now, basically.
When I see images of the destruction on television, my heart aches like it's being chopped to pieces. But I promise you, I will revive the Kabasaki district at any cost.
Revive it. It's like, and how would he revive it exactly?
Casino Town Kabasaki will give new life to the city.
Excuse me, Casino Town Kabasaki? That's how he would revive it? By making the whole district a casino? It's like that. I feel like that's just like wasting good. I feel like that's just wasting money. Just making the whole place a casino. I don't understand.
After that, So moved fast. He submitted the bills he needed to the National Assembly after drumming up support in the right places.
Right. It's like you could say that So moved so fast. I know, bad pun. Couldn't help it. Apparently, I'm more like Date than I thought.
The bills passed, and it became an official government initiative.
Decontamination efforts therefore increased at a rapid pace in the Kabasaki district. At the moment, the area is still considered off-limits. However, the air in Kabasaki is currently purified to such an extent that it has no negative effect on the human body.
If the plan goes smoothly, land prices in Kabasaki are going to skyrocket.
Like, by how much?
And all that land is owned by the KE. And by So himself. The land he bought back for 1 billion will be worth 10 times that soon.
So then it will be worth 10 billion. Okay.
He's involved in some shady business.
Clearly.
This is just another rumor, but the chemical plant exploding was no accident. It was done intentionally.
I mean, I kind of had that feeling that it was done intentionally. I mean, So is an authority figure and a major one. So he would have the means to, orchestrate all this.
By So and the Kumakuras, you mean?
Along with the Kumakuras as well. It's like they would have the same kind of influence and the kind of pull that So would have as well.
But there's no hard evidence of that.
Of course there isn't.
It's just gossip.
Maybe we can make that gossip. Maybe we can turn that gossip into the truth. Maybe we can actually find something. What about Ota and the Kumakuras?
What were we talking about again?
You've already forgotten.
Ota and the Kumakuras.
Oh, right. You know how Matsushita Diner is close to the Kabasaki district?
Oh, it is? Didn't realize that. It really is nearby.
The chemical plant explosion made times hard.
Okay, so the okay, so the immediate vicinity of the Kabasaki district was also affected. One of them being Matsushita Diner. Alright. I guess that would explain why when Date went to talk to Mayumi, that the place was empty. It's like they've been having trouble trying to keep their business up and running because there's barely any customers coming in. I actually kind of feel sorry for them in that respect.
Foot traffic went down, sales declined. No wonder it closed down. Ota must hold a grudge.
I mean, we don't know that. Not for sure.
Someone caused that explosion. And if it was intentional, oh, he'd hate them even more.
True, yeah.
That's how I link Ota to the Kumakuras.
But that's just a rumor. I mean, it's an interesting rumor. Maybe we can find some truth to that. Maybe. Say goodbye. Sayonara, Mama.
Thank you, Mama. I don't know if what you told me will lead to anything, but...
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to waste your time.
You didn't waste my time at all, Mama. This information, I feel, was rather valuable to learn. I mean, there could be a grain of truth somewhere within those rumors.
No, it was very helpful.
Yeah.
I'm glad I can help, even if it's just a little.
Well then, be seeing you.
Come back anytime.
Come back anytime. Yeah, I'm reaching far back for this reference, but for some reason, now that I'm like talking to Mama more, I feel like she is kind of like the, golden age of a Hollywood actress, Mae West. I mean, I feel like I should be, like, giving her, like, Mae West kind of voice. Come back anytime, you see? Come back anytime here. Come up and see me sometime. I mean, that was one of her most famous lines. Anything else, Mama, before I leave? Mama is polishing the dried bonito. Oh, that thing again. It's like, what exactly is that for, anyway? I mean, it looks kind of like a blade. Well, just when I thought that the Matsushita Diner wasn't important, Mama just made it important. So I guess we're gonna go here next. Let's go! It's like, let's go. Okay, let's see what Mayumi has for us. The place was silent. It was so quiet, I felt like I could hear the floating dust. How can you hear dust? I stepped inside. I thought it was empty, but I saw a shadow in the corner of my eye. I mean, maybe if the dust was like, dust bunnies, and the dust bunnies were actually making, like, rabbit noises. I know, silly thing to think, but I gotta take my levity where I can get it. Shadow in the corner of his eye. Is it Mayumi? Yep. Oh. She's mourning. She's in mourning. It was Mayumi. It was like watching a decaying old tree cling pathetically to the earth. I am so sorry, Mayumi. I'm sorry to interrupt. Oh, Mayumi. I can just imagine how she feels right now. Do you want to talk about it? She's not gonna say anything, is she? Just dots. Sad and concerning dots. It's like sad dots on Mayumi's end, concerning dots on Date's end.
This is your fault.
Ooh. Ooh.
I heard from the police. Because you didn't take care of Iris. My boy Ota got involved.
It's like she's angry, hurt, and she feels like she has to take it out on someone, and Date is right here. It's like she can't blame Iris. She's dead. It's like the only person left to blame, I guess, is Date. And it's not Date's fault, really.
Date, I looked into the investigation report. Mayumi confirmed Ota's body early this morning.
I see.
I'm sorry. I want to be alone right now. Did you not hear me?
I heard you, Mayumi. Oh my god.
I said leave!
Oh. Like if I was Date, I would just turn around and leave right now.
Date, let's go.
Yeah.
She is in no state to talk.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh my god. Okay. I feel like I'm gonna get like the same kind of result if I go to the Sagan residence. But, let's go. It's like with a heavy heart, Date leaves. And with a heavy heart, I'm really feeling it. Ugh. When I visited the Sagan household, I found Hitomi with a hollow look in her eyes. She let me in and asked me to sit on the sofa. I agreed and sat down. But after that, I couldn't say a single word. The heavy silence weighed on both of us. Oh, look at her face. Just seeing her face hurts. I, about Iris.
Iris was my everything.
I figured.
We always went everywhere together. Whether it was buying clothes or going to the movies. Or taking a walk. Or going shopping at the supermarket.
Just this whole chain of events is just, like, heartbreaking and, it's, like, pulling at my heartstrings. Ay, ay, ay.
When she was young, she would just hold one of my fingers.
Oh.
Her hand was too small to hold mine. Then it was 2, then 3, and finally she could hold my hand.
Oh boy. It's like my empathic nature is like really getting to me right now.
But eventually, she left my hands altogether. She started crossing her arms, being independent.
Being a teenager.
Even though she needed constant attention growing up.
I mean, Hitomi is her only guardian, so... Was her only guardian. I can keep going with about Iris.
Her memories are a part of this room. And always will be.
Yeah.
When she was a baby, she fell off that sofa and cried and cried.
You're gonna make me cry if you keep going like this. Jeez.
One day, she tore up her picture book all over the floor here. Another time, she drew with crayons all over the window. She painted my portrait on Mother's Day. Scratches on the floor, chipped plates, burn marks on the table, stains on the cushions. Everything you see. It all holds a memory of her.
I feel like Hitomi could use a hug.
But... why?
Oh my god. Do you know anything about Ota?
Oda was one of my students. I taught him in elementary school.
Okay. So she was also, you know, pretty close to Ota.
I heard it from the police. Oda tried to help Iris and ended up... I don't know what to say.
It's like, you don't really have to say anything.
I have no words.
And last but not least, can you think of any information that might help me?
Hitomi, my entire focus is on this case. Is there anything at all you can tell me?
I don't know if this is important, but...
No, please, tell me.
Anything that may help.
I may have told you this already. I met Renju's wife Shoko twice before.
I remember her saying this.
The first time at the wedding. The second time a month ago. That second time was in the waiting room of the prison.
In the waiting room of the prison?
Prison?
Prison? Really?
There's an acquaintance of mine from when we were younger.
That acquaintance of yours, it wouldn't have happened to be prisoner number 89, would it?
I visit them a few times a year. And by coincidence, I saw Shoko. I don't think she noticed me, but I recognized her as Renju's wife right away. She was there for the same reason I was, to visit one of the inmates.
Number 89?
Do you know who?
No, I don't. We didn't talk.
Which prison?
Fuchu?
Fuchu Prison, in Tokyo.
Okay. Slowly but surely, everything is tying together.
Fuchu.
Prison?
I'm sorry to have bothered you.
This was a very valuable piece of information, though.
I'll be going now.
It's like, oh, I was just about to say, give her a
I
hug.
don't know what to do.
Oh.
Thinking about her. Date, please, you have to catch them.
I will.
Please. Please.
I will. Trust me.
My God. Oh. New location. ABIS. I honestly don't think there's going to be anything for me at Date's place. I don't think. I don't think. I mean, I could try going there, but it's like, what could possibly be there that could give me any kind of clue? Well, I think I'm actually going to stop it here for now. We'll go to ABIS headquarters and I guess Date's residence next time. We got some pretty heavy stuff here. It's like emotions were running high, including my own. It's like with Mayumi and Hitomi, it's like I really feel for them. I really feel bad for them. But at the same time, we did learn some valuable information. Not from Mayumi, but certainly from Hitomi. And as well as from Pewter. It's like that was the biggest thing. It's like learning all that information from him. But yeah, I need a little bit to calm myself down. It's like Hitomi was really getting to me there. You know, even though I have a pretty heavy heart right now, I'll bounce back. I mean, we all do eventually. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed watching, and thank you all for watching as well. And if you enjoyed the video and want to see more, like, favorite, and claw that subscribe button to become part of the pack. And as always, everyone, I hope you all have a wonderful day or night, wherever you may be.